So you got the war. The war has just been going on with two different bloodlines, right? So you got the Rh negative and the Rh positive, which are blue bloods, right? So they got to stay in the cold. They fall under the winter triangle, right? Then you got the A and B O positive, right? Which is the Abba blood, the Abba originals. You dig what I'm saying? So how to cut it, sort of simple, is the Rh negative, Rh positives are the blue, the green eyes, these pink flesh. You know what I'm saying? That's why they gotta drink, they gotta eat a lot of salt. They need these things to keep, warm, hydrated, right? And they keep the ABs, positives, in their circumference, so the sun, the sun follows the A and B's, right? Because of the solar plexus, right? This is key. Listen to what I'm saying to you, right? But what you got to remember, the rhesus monkey gene is a deficient gene. So after a while, they can't reproduce, right? So the war has always been about the fertility. You feel me? And the fertility comes in with the reincarnation. You know what I'm talking about? So you got the Abba original DNA strands that could reproduce their DNA, reproduce their memories, and also reproduce offspring, right? So if you look at Tamunzi is the god of fertility, right? It's always been like this, right? So you gotta remember, the ones, they can't even dream. They can't move past this stratosphere, are bound to the earth because of the blood, right? So they're earthly beings that's evolved throughout time. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at the Bhagavad Gita, you see that these are the monkeys that used to live in the villages. Now the monkeys could talk. But you look at the R races, blue eyes, Russians, right? All these people that's in the cold hemisphere, right? That's why they super hot. They have no sweat glands because they eat so much pork, right? So they can't sweat. So when they can't sweat, they can't get rid of any antioxidants, right? So this is why they got to go to the gym, and you feel what I'm saying? But what they like to do is they like to change the narrative of the storylines to fit them, right? So as you can see, right, you got some of these beings right now, they all dying off in they native countries from the sun, right? Because the sun is hitting them with super gamma rays, right? But what you got to understand is, this is what the war has always been. The war has always been the pale skin versus the black man, the original man, right? Now, if you put both of the triangles together, it makes the vortex. You follow? So there's only one that's Abba original. Means that he got both of the bloodlines in him and creates the white line, right? So we got the Amen beings, right? So I'm an Amen being, right? So we look at Amamet on the first, Amamet in the second, Amamet in the third, yeah? All right. Not the Atens, because you got to remember that the Atens basically fell under the Greeks and the Romans, right? And they did the sun worship, right? It's all Aten and Amun. It's kind of like the same thing, but when you look at the Amuns represent the atom, not the Aten. So it's totally different things, right? So they go and hail the Jewish doctrine, the Kabbalah, right? Jump into the entertainment field. Think they gonna do something, but they really don't. They just get used and abused in the entertainment field, where the person feels like they reaching a higher status, and then they get wiped out anyway, right? We see it happen in all the music industry. So I don't even like to talk about the music industry like that, because it's all a bunch of puppets sitting around taking pictures, doing this, doing that. So if you look on the the retrospect of online right now, you got a lot of finessing going on. You got people pretending like they big shots, they getting up to some big checks and all that, but they broke, right? You feel what I'm saying? They can't even spend $5 grand on having a good time, right? Cause they gotta pay rent, they gotta pay bills, they got school, you know what I'm saying? So we not even gonna play like that. So we moving forward now, right? Some individuals, they think they doing something to you to bring you down, but all they doing is really just giving you back all those splicings, you feel me? Because if you look at the Carians was alter engineering people, et cetera, right? But then you got these two groups that evidently have individuals in both bloodlines that's sticking together, right? And they falling under this material shit, right? So if you under your fast properly, you come outside, you know that the air is depleting. You jumping in all these smart cars, you know what I'm saying? They kicking you with a lot of radiation, yeah, right? So we moving forward now, right? Some of them gotta survive off of the meat because they got weak iron. They don't got no iron in their blood. You feel what I'm saying? So they can't reproduce any strong genes. You see what I'm saying now? And why 13 is a big number is because you only could come to Earth 13 times. Right? So it's not 13 colonies, whatever. You only could come reincarnate 13 times. So a lot of people, they on their last trip. Right? So they gotta make it something out of nothing. You follow what I'm saying? Whether it's whoring through life or, you know, finessing through life or whatever. Like some people is just happy to remember their past lives and then figure it out what they really was and, you know, etc. So both bloodlines got to pay homage to the mighty one, right? So say for instance, the mighty one only come down when the world is about to cave in or end. So when you got the Anu, so we looking at a new frontier, a new earth, a new beginning, right? So this earth is set to destroy by 2030, right? Because it's going to turn into a supernova. This earth is going to turn into a supernova, right? And subsequently turn in on itself and re-begin. So that means all the parasites, all the germs right now, they scrambling, running around, trying to fit in the android, right? I got a list of people I inverted their faces, right? And they walking, talking ghosts. Feel me? So, you know, like with the walk-ins, sometimes you gotta allow the walk-ins to happen because they alter the consciousness, they alter the mindset, and you receive some kind of reciprocation from that, right? But also, you wanna see who's who, so you gotta step into the fire. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta do the two-step. You feel me? Once you do the two-step, always keep your memories though. That's what they try to wipe, right? And they're repetitive with certain things. Right? So you gotta look at it in that mindset. You feel me? So the mindset, everybody's scrambling to be something that doesn't make it doesn't even matter. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you ain't got the equation to start the new world, or let's say release the things, or you know, these things you can't create with your mind, it doesn't make sense. You're just wasting your time, right? Because you're fooling your mirror image. When you look in the reflection, you know what you're doing. It's like a waste of time primarily to even you. You know what I'm saying? Like same with me, materials has never been a big thing for me. Like I run through materials, I could care less. But when people do little things, so what? You did it and, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I bought this and, so what? You know what I'm saying? We moving forward. So I sat down, I take a look at some of these social media sites, right? And I know half of these cats in real life, you feel me? So a lot of these cats is just capping, right? Also, another one of their plans is to rewrite history. You follow? That's why they got my people running around doing the most. You know what I'm saying? Killing each other on live TV, you know, sitting around like puppets with fool's gold on. You know, why the Jew man laughing? You know what I'm saying? He prepared to make a move. Right? So now we about to jump into 6G, right? 6G is gonna be some real strong radiation coming from that, right? And then the next thing they wanna do is patent and trade oxygen and have everybody running around with oxygen masks like it's the future, right? So this is why it needs to be destroyed. You follow what I'm saying? Because you got to turn the tables, right? So most of the individuals, of course, they all gonna die off one by one. You know what I'm saying? The Pindars, they already got killed in the celestial realm, but it take a while to catch up to them in the physical. We got rid of a few Pindars, so we got a few left, right? So it takes a dragon to fight a dragon. So when you see individuals that's trying to play deception, mind trickery, but then sitting there saying they related to the Washington Nets, nobody cares, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You playing around with York legacy, running your mouth. Nowadays, you got to kind of be like, you got to come from riches to know how to act, right? You can see the ones that haven't come from riches, they running around acting a fool. You follow? And then you got the jealous ones, the jealous and the hating being. It's all good though at the end of the day, because what's in the dark always come to light, always catch up on individuals, right? So when you running around, you just playing yourself at the end of the day, because you talking a good one, but then you turn around and try to expose your weak talents or whatever you trying to expose, which is not the frontier. For me, the future has nothing to do with talent or music. The future has to do with space. You know what I mean? Space odyssey. You know, astrophysics, astrology, astronomy, right? And this is what we teaching on these platforms. You feel me? I'm teaching my people, right? And this is how it is. My people are gonna flock, my tribes is gonna come, right? So the ones that don't wanna listen, skip the video. You don't even gotta like the video. You can keep it moving, right? You can catch me on some more platforms. We'll be going live too, right? But I got different YouTube pages too. I'm about to start popping off these YouTube pages too, just to get some more views up on these. They sit there, call us racist, they call us loud, or, you know, obnoxious, but then they want to dress like us, they want to act like us, they want to do everything like us, right? Cuckoo birds, man. Copycats. Monkey see, monkey do. So right now is the time where you sitting on your thrones, outside co-creating, you know, a lot of meditation, like opening up these portals, opening up these wormholes, right? You know, let's get it happening. True light to the real ones. And, you know, I got a segment coming out with the Amen beings. Stay tuned to that.